Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me. Today we're doing a brand new video, but a brand new creator who I've never even heard of before. The video is called I Married a Monster, and it's by something like the New Trophy Wife or ISIS, or I don't even know her name, but I got this video sent to me like 50 times. And so I'm going to take a look at it. I'm blind reacting. I read a couple of the comments and I'm kind of wondering, you know, she said she married a monster. And so it sounds like something happened. And so the reason people send me all these videos often is because there's something crazy inside this video. And so why don't we take a look at it? So this video is called I Married a Monster, and it's by this creator called ISIS, the New Trophy Wife. And so I guess the gist of her channel was she was teaching women to be trophy wives, to get men, dating advice, I guess. And I guess for the most part, she's been doing that on here. She's got 62,000 subscribers on YouTube. One of her most popular video is this one at 2.1 million views. Holy cow. Married and single mom to spoiled housewife in less than a week. So something tells me that she gets married really early, doesn't know the guy, and then I Married a Monster comes up, right? Because her last video was March 4th, 2024, and it was the two sides of him, and it's a dude and then a splooging purple thing. Okay. Yeah, know when to walk away, set boundaries. Your thoughts and emotions are controlling you. She didn't get a lot of views until she did this video right here. And so it's got 2.3 thousand downvotes for 100,000 upvotes. And she started a GoFundMe off this video, which has raised $7,300 USD so far. And she's trying to raise money off this. I guess something really bad went down. And I imagine some of the reason you guys sent this to me is because possibly maybe something happened to the kids and she's telling the story online where it shouldn't be told. So let's have a look at it, shall we?
Hi ladies. Hi trophies.
Hey. Timu Cardi B over here.
Welcome back to my channel. Or welcome if you're new here.
What's she doing? And this video alone has probably fetched her $20,000 American, by the way. Just so you, if you're wondering. It's got 2 million views on this thing? 2.1 million views? Yeah, she's fetched at least $25,000 off this video. It's long, it's like 16 minutes. No, 15 minutes. So maybe not that much, but probably close to $10,000 to $15,000, I'd say, for sure. What's going on? What's happening down here, you guys? What are you doing? Hi, Gus. I know, it's gonna want the rest of my dinner, that's why. Get wrecked! Get out of here, both of you jerks.
Any noise in the background, that's the new baby. A lot has happened since the last time that I'm
speeding it up. I'm sorry, guys.
Recorded. I think the last time you guys saw me, I was in my second trimester. Unfortunately, it's been a little over a month since I had to end up leaving my husband.
When you met in a week, you got married? Let's get to it! Let's go!
I honestly don't even really know where to start.
Well, let me tell you this. Maybe you shouldn't start at all. I don't even know what you're about to say, but it sounds like it's pretty heartbreaking. And so maybe keep it off the internet? That's my suggestion. Why would you put this on the internet? Already I'm scared of what she's going to say. And it sounds like something happened to her kids, and don't put it on the internet. This is crazy. Like, why do these people feel the need to share all their most personal, intimate details of their children's lives? I know it sounds like they're victims, and she sounds like she was going to just come back and victimize her kids by exploiting them. But why would you feel compelled to like when something happened to your life, influencers like, here, I should better get on camera and tell a whole bunch of effing strangers? I'll never understand that.
With this, just because it's just such a hard topic.
Again, maybe it shouldn't be on the internet then.
And I honestly thought that by the time I got on here that I wouldn't have any tears left because I've just cried so much.
Is this necessary? Can you just cut to the story?
I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare. So
I have this set on 120% speed, by the way. It's like she's milking it already. Like I know it's probably something terrible, and again, I don't understand why people get on the internet to talk about their children's lives and most intimate details, but also do it and milk the process, because she's making a lot of money off this video, a lot more than she's ever made. All of her videos, again, I showed you the most popular video is this one at 2.1 million. The next most popular is 150,000, which was over a year ago. And it's like married in 1 week, single mom to spoiled housewife in less than a week. And she's like, look what I did. But if you're not questioning why you're going from a single mom to a spoiled housewife in a week, you should probably question that.
Basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met. And I really thought that man was my Prince Charming.
Okay, can I just, without even knowing what video she's talking about or what she's saying, she really thought this dude that she met and a week later married was her Prince Charming. Now, if you're going to take advice from people like that, you kind of deserve what you're going to get, okay? Because you do not meet your Prince Charming in a week and get married. Maybe you met them and it took a week to get to know them a little bit, but you absolutely do not marry someone. Maybe she's just saying that for the clickbait of the video, but I'm just going by what her title says. But please don't. Don't go to, or even Christians, stop going to Bible college and getting married to the first person you meet. All right, let's normalize getting to know somebody first for a year, maybe minimum. Being in a friend group first, hanging out, getting to see how they are with a bunch of people. Get your friends to feel them out. If you're Kira, get your friends to feel them up. Can we normalize just like not doing rushing? How many influencers do we know who are married specifically, like rushed into marriage? Like a lot of them did. A lot of them got like pregnant as teenagers and rushed into it all. Wow, what a weird world we're covering.
So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor, and
after a week,
he portrayed himself to be this amazing, upright, righteous Christian man.
Okay.
And I believed him.
Clearly, you married him. So you met this guy, a week later married him, and then a week later you're like, there was weird things that I noticed. It's because you've only known this guy for like 2 weeks.
I just started to see a few things that I didn't like.
Yeah,
but
I guess that's why you get to let this be a lesson in getting to know somebody first.
I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past.
So she writes here, he R'd me 4 times in the first few months of our marriage. That's what she writes right here. First few months of our marriage. You married this guy after a week, and again, this is not blaming her, but like after the first one, call the police. Can I encourage you? And I know that's an easy thing to say, and it's harder to do probably depending on what you think happened, or you being gaslighted or whatever, gaslit. But can I encourage those out there, if this has happened to you, especially in your marriage, to seek help immediately? Like, don't ever let it continue. I'm not throwing her under the bus. I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying, can we use this moment as an encouraging, teachable moment to say, yeah, I'm not going to be with a dude that does that. I'm actually going to go to the police because it's illegal to do that, even if you're married. I know a lot of people believe that you have to do things in your marriage and there's like this expectation, but there is still consent and there are still things that need to go on. And if it does not happen, that is illegal. Just so you guys are aware, please understand that.
It was like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things.
No.
I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter. And
I don't like where this is going. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Okay, it's probably child SA. Probably just trigger warning, please.
I noticed that when I changed her, she was red and very sensitive. And immediately,
you called the police.
My first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh, God.
If your immediate thing after that is to not take your child to the doctor and get her looked at, then you have failed your daughter. Look, this guy's done it to you, and the first thing you think of is like, it looks like this is someone's hurt her this way. You immediately call the police. Immediately. And also immediately no to posting this on the internet. Because I hope this asshole's in jail.
So I asked her, I said, baby, did somebody touch you? And she ended up saying it was Daddy.
So you've been married. You married a guy after meeting for like what sounds like a week. I'm sure I'm just going off her titles, so it's probably nothing like that. I hope it's not like that. And a couple of months in, she's got her child calling this stranger daddy. That's a big old red flag. Don't do that either, please. Poor child. And again, having this shared with everybody on the internet without her consent, and this could be her story. Guys, I don't know, a lot of, like, let's just be real. A lot of people have been essayed, okay, including myself, growing up. And that's our story to tell. And if I want to tell the story, I'll tell the story. But if I don't want to tell the story, that should be my right. That should be my right to privacy. There's a lot of people who go through these types of traumas as children, and they don't want anybody to know, and that's nobody's fault. Right? That's their prerogative to do so. But if you're like any story that these family vloggers share, personal or otherwise, it's not your story to tell. Like Jonathan Sakona Jolie out there with his trans daughter. Out there, like, telling stories that's not his to tell. You got people telling crazy amounts of personal stories when they started their period, their first dates, sex talks, when their kids get hurt, and these types of stories right here. This is not new. This has happened a bunch of times. Why are you sharing this story on the internet? To what end? It's just to get paid for it and start a GoFundMe? Her GoFundMe has over $7,000 on it, and this video has netted her between $10,000 and $15,000 already. Like, did you really just monetize your daughter's SA story on the internet? Are you this person? Did you really want to be this person?
I felt like my world ended on that day.
And it sounds like you've gotten no help or support through this, and so the first thing you do is turn the camera on. Like, no. Go get therapy. Go get the support you need first before you cry on the internet. But this is insane to me. Send the asteroid.
My husband wasn't home at the time when she told me, but I knew he would be coming home soon, so all I could do was just say, don't tell him that you told me.
No. Here's what you do immediately in this situation. Again, hindsight's 20/20. I understand that. Okay, and I know in the time, okay. But here's what you do if this ever happens to you. Okay, you get your children, you pack their bags, and you get the f*** out ASAP. Okay, you call support, mom, dad, grandpa, grandmothers, neighbors, friends, police. You get out immediately. From a person that you admitted has already argued you 4 times, and now you see that, and as your child has admitted he's argued her, and you're like, just don't tell him when he gets home? Like, is he be home in 2 minutes? Okay, but like, the first thing you gotta do is get the hell out and call the police. If that's not your first inclination, then you're not ready to be a parent, okay?
And I just instantly started trying to think of how I could get my kids out of the house, because I knew
he wasn't home. Get out now.
I confronted him or asked him about it, that he would just lie, and that he would probably just continue to keep doing stuff to her. But
No. That's not the options that you have here, lady. It's like, I know he would lie and just continue to do it. You would just, what? No. So, get the f*** out of there. Get out. What? Those are your options that you think you have?
just become more covert or more sneaky or...
No, there should be never another opportunity for him to be around your child ever again. And you're like, oh, maybe he'll just be more sneaky about it. What? What are you saying right now? You're supposed to be this woman coach that's trying to teach people to, like, learn how to date with intention, manifestation, family, create family you have always dreamed of. And you're giving these advice to these people that are following you like he would have just been more covert. Hit him with a bat!
Never. As soon as my husband got home, he was actually picking up the boys from school, my two older boys from school. As soon as he got home, I told him that I was gonna go
leave
Halloween shopping with my sister because I just needed an excuse to get out of the house.
Yeah, and you took your kids, right?
With all the kids, and I knew if I said something like, "Oh, I'm going to the grocery store," that it would be suspicious. Like, why am I bringing all the kids and like packing things, like things that we would need and things like that? So
no. You don't pack things. You get the hell out of Dodge and you call the police. You get him arrested. He goes to jail. The end. That's literally all you had to do. You could have called the police while he was out picking up your boys, so that when they got back, the cops would be there. Okay, no. This I cannot believe the thought process here. This is bothering me.
Going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just hurry up and get the kids out of the house.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to get myself together. So when I got to the hospital, they basically told me that we had to go to another hospital because they didn't do physical exams, like that kind of physical exam there. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital.
Okay, so now the story's clear. Thank the Lord that as soon as she got out of there, she called the police. Thank God.
Where they were able to evaluate.
She needs to be like tell the story different. It's insane.
My daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters, who are only 2 and 4 years old.
Death penalty. Death penalty.
It still feels like a dream.
Why are you again? Why are you sharing this on the internet? What the hell?
When this first happened, I just kept waking up every day, just hoping that this was a dream. Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. And was also, abused as a child by a neighbor's husband. And I specifically prayed to God that my children would never, ever, ever have to go through this.
Okay, well, you messed up a couple of times then. Just a couple steps you missed. Was if it's true that you met this guy, even if it's not a week, even if the clickbait is off, even if it's a couple of months and things like that. No. You don't bring a stranger home to your children. You don't know anything about this guy. And you're marrying him like really, really, really early into the relationship? Are you out of your... Like, So you prayed to God specifically that my kids wouldn't follow this, but yet you would make choices that would like make this very plausible? Who kind of guy's married a girl after a couple of weeks or a week or whatever? I don't know the whole story, but like you got to understand, like, some of these predators target single women. Remember, we've seen videos about this. There's a video out there of a guy that admitted, like, it was an admitted pedo out there. He was in an interview with a newscaster. They're like, you know, what's the way that you do this? How do you find your targets? And he's like, I look for single moms, and then I target those single moms, and I love bombing and do everything else because I'm trying to get to the daughter. So if you have kids and you're out there trying to look for relationships, the first thing you should do is the most cautious thing you've ever seen in your life. You should be like, they shouldn't even be meeting your kids until after you completely know who they are and trust them. I mean, 6 months to a year minimum. You don't know anybody within 6 months to a year. There's just no possible way. It sounded like she moved this guy in right away. So, I mean, you can beg all you want to God to please don't let my daughters be a product of this, and yet you make choices. Again, it sounds like I'm victim blaming. I'm really, really, really not. He's obviously the predator. But you have a right and responsibility as a mom to vet the men that are coming into your home, I think. Okay? Like, she's so sad that her kids are now the product of the same product she is, but yet didn't take into consideration that this guy's like going to marry me after a week, and is clearly, like, if you look at the title of her video, from single mom to spoiled housewife in less than a year. Okay, it looks like we have to take a look at this video. And so we will. Let me download it. So, again, week, year, month, doesn't matter. When your children are involved, you really get to know this dude.
And I'm just not quite sure how this happened, why this happened.
So she could have been more vague about this whole thing. She could have just said, look, this dude I married is not the guy he said it was. There were some incidents that went down that were highly illegal, and here's what we're at 12 minutes into this thing, and she's just been humming and hawing and giving away really, really excruciating details about this thing. And then, like, I hope she gets into the fact that now he's in jail and hopefully is in Gen Pop to get what he deserves.
I just don't know how he was able to get away with it and so sneaky. Because of my own trauma, I watch my kids like a hawk.
No, you don't.
Like them sitting on people's laps. None of that. And he knows how much I cannot stand men like him. And to think, like, I couldn't even go to sleep in my own house and know that my children are safe. Just by me going to sleep, my children were left unprotected.
Okay, so what happened? Did you get him arrested?
So I don't know what the future of this channel is going to be.
Your future channel is done. Get off the internet. You're done here. Okay, don't do any more of this. You've already given away too much information. Delete this video. Delete your channel. Let your kids grow up to be as normal as they possibly can with all the therapies and stuff that they're going to need. Get off the internet. This is not a place for you. Giving people advice on who to find for marriage and everything else. Don't be here anymore. This is information that you're giving out is actually crazy that you're giving this away to the internet. So you're worried about the future of your channel? Again, did this guy go to jail? Is he still out there? Is he a predator in the street? What's that? What's his name? Name and shame him. What's going on here? Why are you not naming and shaming this guy?
I don't know if I'm going to change the name or what.
What?
Yeah.
That took 14 minutes for her to sit there and tell us, really, and just sit there and milk that video. That if I'm convinced that she's doing that to milk it for the more than 10 minutes you need to monetize the video and get a lot of commercials in it. That's actually crazy. And no information about this predator? You give away information about what he did to your daughters in detail? Not excruciating detail, but you said what he did, but then didn't tell the rest of the world? This is the guy that should have been on the... Hey, I called the police. He's in jail right now. We're going to court. He's in custody. I hope, like, what the hell? What am I watching right now? So if you go to her channel and read the comments here, please get your sons checked as well. They're also vulnerable. Predators don't care for gender. They just want kids. You believed your daughter and acted immediately. You're a hero. The man is a disgusting piece of filth. Yes, I agree with you. If you believed your daughter, that's good. And that's understanding. But you also didn't say what happened to the guy. No, he didn't. It was happening with her listening to it, and she was ignoring it, pretending she didn't know. She isn't innocent, someone says. And you know this how? Girl, what? She's right. Technically, I saw the video. What? She's a fraud. Her husband wanted a divorce. They also have domestic violence cases to this. Is his third marriage? Holy cow. Some stuff going on in the comments. His name is Orentho Germain Dowdy. Holy shit. There we go. Finally. Married 3 times. Domestic violence. He didn't want her anymore because she doesn't work. The hell, man. Holy shit. Here he is there. New trophy wife ISIS husband. Orentho Germain Dowdy not arrested or charged. He's a free man. So someone has put this out here. We're waiting for Sunday. They're going live on this. So he's not been arrested. She's on this internet telling everybody what he did, and he's not in prison. He should be in prison, right? She said she went to the hospital with the cops, and he's not in jail. So is she sitting here lying about this? What is going on? Something tells me this is about to blow up. Holy. So it's in one of her older videos, specifically Getting Ready With Me episode 2 from 9 months ago. I don't know the timestamp, but people have been posting clips of a part where you can hear the kids. That video she deleted of the kids screaming in pain. She knew what was happening for so long. She stayed because of the coins. Now she's monetizing her daughter's trauma. Holy shit. So people who have been watching and following have seen the old videos, which she's already probably deleted a long time ago. Oh my gosh, love it. She was able to stay calm and move accordingly. The dude isn't in jail, and now she has a GoFundMe up. She isn't a hero, she's a scammer. People are so effing gullible. What the hell? There are clips of her kids screaming in the background. We can hear it. How couldn't she? What the fudge? Why isn't he in jail? I heard the child scream. Isn't the hospital supposed to get the ball rolling even if the parent doesn't? Whoa. No, she's no hero. She heard them crying and screaming in pain and saying, she said, my husband and up them with them, just ignore the background guys. Now she's a monster. She is to CPS, needs to be called ASAP. That person needs to stop taking mushrooms before they write comments. Do you hear yourself? She can get on YouTube and tell a story, but she can't file a police report? How do you even know the child was really taken to the hospital? I'm going based off the comments. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. This just the comments took a turn, man. That escalated quickly. As a man and a retired police detective, I find myself in tears as well. Such a predator does not deserve the air he breathes. I agree with that statement. Ladies, please protect yourselves and your children. There's terrible men who deceive women. Now, again, if it's true that he's not in prison, why? Why is he not in jail? Why has he not been taken into custody? That's 3. She admitted that he did it to her, and the kids said it. And there's probably proof that she took a kid to the hospital. Why is he not in jail? That's something to look at, because that's quite important here. Why would you not hold this guy accountable? Why would you not make police reports? And why would the police not arrest him? That doesn't make any sense. Girl Precious charges have no mercy. 187 comments. If the police escorted her to the hospital, he was more than likely arrested. As a nurse, we have to call the police if there are signs of abuse. Yeah, they're mandated reporters. That part people don't listen. Thank you for the insight. This is unforgivable. It's as if people don't consider the traumatic impact of their actions. Wow. I've always had a feeling that some men dated single moms have access to children. That's predators. Remember that one guy that went on the internet and told everybody that. You believe your child, which counts for a lot. Holy cow. Another woman would have had too much pride to post this after building up an empire based off this content. I'm so proud of you. No woman worth their salt or mother who is a good mother would ever post this on the internet. This is not her story to tell, and she shouldn't be telling it. Like, full stop. Period with a T on it. Okay? No business telling this to the internet. None. What the hell? I thought you were going to say he cheated or was controlling, but he molested your 4-year-old. This is his own daughter. He needs to be in prison for a long time. The 2 and 4-year-old, devastating. You should stop calling him your husband. He doesn't deserve it. I agree with that. The worst thing about the situation is that's only done by the person that was supposed to be protecting the girls. That's even more painful. This is a side of social media we rarely see, but it's sad reality. We shouldn't be saying this side of social media. This shouldn't be on the internet whatsoever. That one comment section was pretty crazy about how, like, there's videos of her screaming at her kid and kids screaming and her not paying attention. She knew him for a week, then brought her kids around the stranger. How is there no accountability here? You believe your child is an idiot. Put that man in jail. Every live video you did, you could hear the baby screaming. Those were agony screams. One video you said just ignore them. They are cranky with daddy. You could hear them saying, no, stop, daddy. Make sure you turn over your YouTube. It's been there the entire time. I'm glad you acted on protect your kids and babies. Any scream, jump up. Prayers to you guys. That part. I guess in hindsight, but how do you hear your daughter screaming in multiple live streams saying, ow, daddy, stop, and not go to check on her? What the fudge nuggets? This is insane to me. This already is a wormhole that we're going down together. Does she have these lives on her channel? No, she doesn't have them up here anymore. She took it down. That's what it looks like. Yeah. So the problem that I'm already starting to see here is that if that's true, that there are live streams of her kids screaming, just ignore it, and they're saying, ow, daddy, ow, and blah, 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 why would she delete it all? And again, why is this guy not in prison, which it doesn't seem like he is in prison? So what is happening right now? You stated in a video while you're doing your makeup, if you hear her noise in the background, ignore it. We all heard your daughter saying, ow, twice, your husband saying, move your hand, your daughter saying it hurts, and then her screaming and crying. You sat there and ignored him hurting your child instead of going to see what was going on. Holy shit. Wow, you can hear her baby being graped in the background. Then the guy comes and talks to her, just checking to see if she heard screaming. The baby's screaming at 1:11. So it's in this video.
That 40 is a safe age. Not to say that, you can't find a man that's under 40 that can qualify, but the chances are less likely.
I heard the kid say
so that's
ow.
just my general rule of thumb. White pages can give you background check, criminal records, info. Okay, white pages.
She just read a comment. White pages can give you criminal background info. Meanwhile, it sounds like this. What? What are you hearing? Somewhere around the minute you can hear the baby screaming and saying, no, daddy, it's awful. Just heard it. I heard that. That's what I heard too, to be honest with you. You're a gross, horrible, disgusting mother, and you let your kids get abused by a monster. Also, you could live a fake life and force them to pose online. You're a sick, disgusting person like your husband. Under the jail with your husband. You're both nasty humans. You aren't better than him because you didn't care as long as your bills were paid and you could post how hot you look. Hope it was worth it to trade your kids' innocence, you loser mother. So grateful I have a real mom who would never choose looking hot over my safety. Would never choose a hot man over a good man. You are a stupid trophy wife, and you got what you deserve. Her kids didn't deserve that. And nobody deserves this at all. Hopefully your kids grow up to be better and you and your husband. Yuck. I hope you are ashamed of yourself. A horrible excuse for a mother. Wow. Tell us how you really feel there. Maybe like a little bit. Exactly. Just saw a video where she's clearly hearing the abuse in the background but ignored it. She will get what's coming for her. Which video is it? Where can I find it? Okay, let me pop up that other video quickly. Single mom. And yes, I want to just see what this one's all about. 16 minutes. We'll take a look at it.
Hey ladies, welcome back to the new Trophy Wife. Today I'm going to be sharing my story with you guys about how I went from being a single mom to
just so you guys are aware, she's not in focus. It's bothering me.
A spoiled housewife in less than 1 year. And you can too.
You probably can't. Don't listen to people like this.
So, I had my first child when I was 17 years old. I intentionally got pregnant with my boyfriend at the time.
Intentionally? At 17? And you're going to take advice from this person. Okay, Jess fam.
And basically turned into a child raising a child.
Intentionally?
A few years later had my second child. So after having 2 children and being a single mom, I think that my self-esteem was definitely low. I didn't know that at the time, but if I think back about the kind of men that I was choosing, it definitely was a reflection of my lower self-esteem.
Wow, this didn't age well. The men you were choosing back then, right? Well, you still got it wrong.
I think that growing up, I was not taught the kind of men that I should be looking to attract and be in a relationship.
Just Tyson, zoom in. So she's this young person who doesn't really have much. And you see this guy who looks like a flaming potato. Okay, it's not like he's not some super jacked rich dude. He just looks like a fat rich dude. And you didn't see that as a red frickin' flag? You just married this potato of a human because he has money? And you're gonna get on the internet and give advice to this level? I mean, I guess she says you can too. I suppose if you're gonna marry a potato that's a bunch of money, is that really what you want? You just want money? You think that's going to bring you happiness? Because it won't. Clearly.
With my mom drilled into me, oh, go with the man that's going to be the best breeder, and I think society drilled into me to go after
breeder?
the street dude, the swag.
Well, I'm sure a thug and a street dude probably would have treated your kids better, to be honest with you. You married what looks like seriously, he's a walking red flag. Looks like he's 30 years older than you.
Type dude, or whatever you want to call it. But neither one of those was the best approach to going about dating.
Wasn't it?
Attracting.
Holy shit!
So after having my second child, I was working hard. I was making really good money. I think I was making about maybe $90K at the time, which for me as a 24-year-old woman was...
That's good money.
Good. I thought I was doing good. I had my own place.
You were doing good. You didn't need Potato Face over there.
I owned my car. I was very self-sufficient. All about the mindset of, oh, I can do it by myself. I don't need a man, as so many of us modern women say. I can do it all by myself. And I soon realized after one Christmas of it just being me and my two boys that I wanted a family. I wanted more for myself. It felt so lonely, and it was sad. It was really sad. And it was, I'd say, one of the lowest points in my life, and I realized...
Again, hindsight.
...that I don't want to do this on my own. I don't want to raise these boys on my own. I want a family. I want someone that I can love, someone that loves me and my children. And after that was when I decided that I was going to change the kind of men I was dating and what I was attracting. One of my sisters
didn't work.
At the time had told me that I should create an online profile, and I was so against doing that because I was like, well, online profiles are only for people that are desperate, and I look good. I'm not desperate. I don't need to, I can find a man just going out. And I was against it at first. And I think I also had a skewed version of what a high value man was at the time as well. I thought that a good mate or the man to go after was the one with the super nice car and a stack of money and the jewels and the chain.
That's what you did here. Single mom, spoiled housewife.
Chains on with the swag. I thought that was the man that I should be going after, but that was definitely not the type of man that I should have been going after. And I learned quickly that just because someone looks like they have it together does not mean that they have it together. And typically the things that person is probably doing to get money is not sustainable and probably not something that you would want to be involved in. And after learning quickly that everything that glitters is not gold, I happened to come across Shiro7 on YouTube, and she
Cheeto7
completely changed my life. And she basically taught me what a high value man is and what to
Okay, everybody don't watch that video either then, I guess.
Look for when trying to find a husband. So I ended up taking my sister's advice and signing up for eHarmony. She recommended Match, but in my spirit, I felt eHarmony. I don't know why. It's just something told me to do that one.
You should continue to listen to your spirit then.
So I ended up signing up for eHarmony. I created a profile, and I think the second person that I matched with was the man that I'm married to now, my husband.
I say, why did you leave this video up on the internet?
And it was very different. My husband and I have a 20-year age gap. And
did I call that? Yeah, you do. This guy looks, he's got one foot in the grave. He's older than them hills over there. Look at this guy. Are you serious? Again, you should have went with the thug that drives a Lexus. Would have been better off.
And he was not the first older man that I dated. I actually dated someone 10 years older than me, and that was just a buzz. A lot of people have told me that I'm very mature for my age, so someone 10 years older.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a certain point you reach in maturity. Anything over a certain age is like, okay, yeah, well, it's not, you're just gaining wisdom, not maturity. I don't know how to say this, but this guy looks like her grandfather.
He just wasn't a big enough age gap for me to vibe with.
We need to be like going on cruises for old folks and bingo night.
This wasn't. Yeah. And so.
And you didn't question why this 20-year age gap old man was single his whole life? Didn't question that? And was looking for mothers to be sugar daddy too? You didn't question any of that stuff? None of that came to your forefront of your mind? Okay, just wondering.
When I met my husband, I knew right away almost, and people say that, but it was definitely true. I know it sounds cliche. Just from our first date, it just felt natural. I felt like I just hadn't.
Even Junebug doesn't believe you here, right, Junie? Do you believe anything that's coming out of this woman's face?
Known this person already. It was so comfortable. So we went to a really nice seafood restaurant, and it was great. It was an amazing.
How is this single mom to spoil husband? Listen, you're like, the timeline is like I met him and then like we went to a restaurant and we're halfway through the video.
First date, and mind you, I think we both were kind of just dating different people at the time, and that's definitely something that I recommend if you're looking to.
Okay, don't listen to anything this lady's saying. Sorry about the bowl.
Find a husband. It's not just dating one person at a time. It's not good to put all your eggs in one basket, but we had a great first date, and I think he ended up asking me to be his girlfriend on the first date, and I said I would think about it. I know.
Okay.
The universe guru talks about how you shouldn't fall into the girlfriend trap, and it was kind of something that I just intuitively knew, like, I'm not just gonna agree to be your girlfriend just after meeting you, because I know that you just want me to be your girlfriend so that you can get in my pants. So.
And how did this work for you?
I didn't agree, and we both were, we were talking, but then for some reason we kind of stopped talking for a little while, and we both were dating other people and doing our own thing, and then I had gotten into a serious relationship with somebody, and I ended up falling for the girlfriend trap, but that guy had really been investing a lot into me and doing a lot for me, so I kind of felt like I had to.
Please don't take advice from this woman. You kind of felt like you had to because he was investing a lot in you. What she's saying there is he spent a lot of money on me. If a dude's spending a lot, you are not obligated to do anything just because they're spending money on you. Please don't listen to this person. Is this what's going on in the world of dating now? Am I crazy? You're what?
I agreed to be his girlfriend because he asked me multiple times, and I finally agreed. So
sounds like you meant it.
After me and him broke up, well, let me rewind. So me and him ended up breaking up because he just didn't really vibe with my oldest son.
Are you sure you wanted to keep this on the internet? So let me get this right. You dated crusty old man who was 20 years your senior. Looked like your grandfather. Didn't want to be his girlfriend, so you just kind of went off in your own ways. You met a guy that you got really into with, who spent a lot of money on you, but he didn't vibe with your oldest son. And then you got with a guy who literally did that to your children. Like, are you sure you wanted to keep this on the internet?
He was 5 at the time. I could tell that he was really just putting up with my kids. He didn't really embrace them.
You just said that. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes, we as mothers can tell, like, someone's just being nice to our kids for the purpose of being with you, and they're not necessarily invested in your kids themselves. And that's what I felt like from him. So it just didn't feel good. It didn't feel like a family, that I was wanting. So I ended up breaking up with him, and we were living together.
And then you started a YouTube channel, and this is the advice that you're giving to people?
And I just packed all my stuff and left. And it was crazy because the next day, my now husband, reached out to me and was like, hey, how are you doing? And I told him, I just got out of a relationship, and I kind of told him a little bit about why. And
he wasn't vibing with my children. Well, you know what? I can't even say it because it's not funny. But what in the fresh F?
He was telling me, like, oh, those are my boys. And he had genuinely really connected with my kids. And he was not not the kind of man that would just be nice to them to get to me. Like, it was very genuine. And that was one of the things that I really loved about him. That was something that stood out about him versus the other men that I had dated, was he really embraced the fact that I had children because he wanted children.
I don't have to say anything. You know what I'm thinking. This woman is a terrible judge of character.
And so, you know, he was talking, my lease was going to be ending very soon, which is why I went ahead and moved in with my person that had became my ex. We started living together, and I told my husband, I was like, hey, it was so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, I need a place to stay.
You left this guy without having anywhere to go with children? What in the fresh hell? You should never ever give advice to anybody, especially as this type of mom. You make 90 grand a year and you're just bouncing around and not having a place to land after you have a failed relationship and you have 4 kids at this point? Are you crazy? So, hey, strange old man who's old, can I come stay at your house?
My lease is ending, and I just broke up with my boyfriend, and maybe even if it's just like for a couple weeks, you know, it's okay. Just so I look for, you know, somewhere else, because I had planned on needing to find somewhere else. And he was saying, well, if you're going to live with me, it's going to be as my wife, not.
So what I'm hearing is actually worse than I thought. They went on one date. He asked her to be his girlfriend. She says no, goes and gets in another relationship, calls this guy or gets in contact with him after that failed relationship. He's like, well, can I live with you? After one date! Yeah, but you're going to have to marry me if you want to do that. And does she?
As my girlfriend. And I was like, well, how spontaneous are you? And he laughed and he said, very spontaneous. So then I was like, right. So we started entertaining the idea of getting married.
You should stay single for the rest of your entire life and keep your kids safe.
Like, immediately. And
so she started a YouTube called Trophy Wife, and this is how she's, hey, you too could be a trophy wife by marrying a 400-year-old dude who asked you to marry him after one date. Okay.
You know,
what?
Didn't want to get my hopes up, so I just said that, you know, he's saying all these things, but I'm going to see what action that he takes. Okay. And so I had just got paid, and I was like, okay, we seem like we're really talking about seriously entertaining the idea of getting married. So
you don't know this guy. You have no idea who this guy is. It could be a serial killer.
I'm going to go and get the wedding ring. We were talking about getting married like the next week, and he was out of town in Colorado. So
it was a week.
We hadn't seen each other. This is all talk over the phone, over FaceTime. So I went and got his ring. I think I paid like $300 for it. It wasn't like a super flashy ring like the one he has now, which is completely a lot better. But I went and got his ring, and the next time we talked on FaceTime, I was like, I did something. And he was like, what did you do? I was like, I got your wedding ring. So he was like, no, you didn't. Shit.
I cannot believe people like this exist in the world.
So I showed him. I said, yeah, I actually did it. You know, I don't know if you were really being serious, but, you know, we're talking about getting married. So I had a really bad habit of, like, spending money. And I was like, if I don't get the ring now, then I'm not going to get it. So I went ahead and got it. And that put the fire under him to, I guess, really go and look for my ring. Well, let me rewind.
Oh, yeah, please rewind. This riveting story of decadence.
So then after that, I think it was like the next day, somebody told me to go online and check my eHarmony profile. So I went on there and I saw that he had updated his picture, and I was like, oh no, this dude is playing around. Like, I'm glad I didn't spend a whole bunch of money on this ring. Like, he was just playing. And I screenshotted it and sent him a picture, and I said, it doesn't seem like we're on the same page. So yeah, I'm done with this. And he texted me, he was like, or I think he tried to call me, I didn't answer. And he texted me and he was like, no, I'm serious. I am going to marry you, in caps. And
So let me, oh my gosh. Let me get this straight. So you bought him a ring. And then someone messaged you and said, you should check out his profile because clearly he's still playing the game. So you went there, you took a screenshot of the profile, which you thought was bad enough to send to him. And he's like, no. Don't worry about that. Let's get married. And you're like, okay. What?
I think that evening, he like ended up going and buying my ring. Yeah, he went and bought my ring. And the ring that he got me is not the ring I have now. It was a nice ring, but it wasn't nearly as big as the rock that I'm currently sporting.
You're poor kids.
But when he showed it to me, in my head, I said, it's not about the ring, it's about the marriage. And I definitely think that that's something that you ladies should keep in mind. Is that
maybe it should be about getting to know someone first. How about that, you know? Not about the ring, it's about the ring. It's about the frickin' ring. That's what it was about, the money.
If a man's going to propose to you, don't make it about the ring, because that can really turn a man off and make him think that that's all that you care about is having a big ring, when
all you care about is this guy's money, clearly. Again, look at this effing guy. Looks like Bill Cosby's brother. What? Are you crazy?
It's more important to have the marriage. And I knew that in my heart. I was like, all right, I'm not going to say anything about the size of the ring. You know, still a nice ring. I'm going to take it and we're going to get married. So we ended up getting married the next week.
Holy shit!
Everybody was shocked.
You think? Are you sure you should marry this guy? Your friends should be saying, your sisters have been like, how do you know he's not a murderer? How do you know anything about this guy? Anything? You know nothing about him.
And we called my mom, my grandmother, hey, I'm getting married in a few days. We got married at the courthouse.
Sure you did.
Because I told him I don't need a big wedding. I'd rather spend that money elsewhere. And we had a really beautiful wedding reception in DC at a really nice restaurant. It was gorgeous. So yeah, that is how.
With what, 5 people there?
I ended up getting married. But I think that also something that I want to let you guys know is that becoming his wife and really being the kind of woman that could just get a ring like that took work.
No, it didn't. None of this took work. What do you mean took? What work are you talking about? Like lasers, hair removal? What do you mean?
At that time, I had really become a better version of myself, a better version of the woman that was dating thugs and...
Clearly not. Again, you're better off with thugs.
Some kind of secular lifestyle. I had to become the kind of woman that a man would want to take around his colleagues and his mother, and be the woman that's adding value to him just by standing next to him. But yeah, I know it's kind of a interesting story, but...
It's not interesting. It's ridiculous.
I also helped 2 of my sisters to get married. They both got married in less than a year as well, so I'm really good.
Sounds like all your sisters and you are real smart. You're not! You're dumb!
Knowing how to get women the ring and to get the kind of men that you would be proud of. So if you ladies are interested in learning more about how...
Are you kidding me? This is advice? I'll save you guys the whole course. Go find a potato-looking guy, has a bunch of money, who could clearly never get a woman, and say, hey, look, here I am. And he'll be like, cool. That's it. That's the whole thing. I have to read the comments on that video. You better believe it, man. So I'm not the only one who came to see the early content. Yeah, you're not. Wow, okay. So please leave this video up so we could learn from it and spot the red flag sending you strength. Ladies, learn not to fixate on a marriage, the ring. Spend time getting to know the person it's attached to, especially if children are involved. Thank you. Facts. Once she said 20-year age gap, that was the end of the video for me. This explains everything. He was preying on her and her children from the very beginning. Their meeting felt natural because older men typically have really good game because they've been running game for decades. He has game? He looks like game. He looks like a 180-year-old mummified moron. What do you mean? For everyone that came here after the recent video, please show some mercy and grace. No. Yes, she could have dated him longer. Yeah, but there's no but after that. But men like that are good at putting up a front? No. The answer here is don't be this stupid. And people are like, yeah, we agree with you. Shut up, idiot. Here's the only comment. Don't listen to anything this woman ever says about anything. That's the only comment you need. Hey, girl, by all means, tweak the title and put a disclaimer at the beginning of this video, but do not delete it. Save as helpful info on what not to be blindsided by. What? The first red flag, asking you to be his girlfriend the first date. It's called love bombing. That's not love bombing. That's being a desperate loser. That's what that is. The red flags were flagging. Ladies, please love yourself first. I will say that the man pictured behind her looks like a creep. He had ill intentions from the moment he met her, asking her to be boyfriend. He looks more like a dad than her mate. May he suffer endlessly. Again, he doesn't sound like he's in jail right now. You weren't a trophy wife. You were a young, vulnerable, single mother with small children. Ladies, never get married this quickly if you have children. This is madness. 90,000 at 24, you didn't need a man. I agree with that. 90K? Wow, huge red flag. Many women and men ignore while dating is meeting someone for the first time, then instantly feeling as if you've known the person all your life. Sometimes the feeling's real and pure. No, it's never. You don't know them. You can never know. It means that you make bad choices. It means that you're impulsive or compulsive or whatever. One of the pulsives. Okay, it means that you should absolutely take more time if you're an impulsive person and not get into relationships right away. The people that have the worst relationships who are in serial relationshipers, it's because they are impulsive and they make quick decisions and they don't think things through. Holy shit! If you're that type of person, don't do this. This entire exchange sounds like exactly what not to do. Contacting him as a rebound after breaking up, asking to move in with, buying his ring, him updating his online profile, him going off to date other people after your first date, not contacting you, marrying after a couple of weeks. No, it wasn't a couple of weeks. It was one date, then a phone call after that. That's what it was, man. Holy shit. Never tell them about your past trauma or relationship. The reason this video has so many views is because this is the one they watched after the first one. I hate the internet. Why y'all commenting with you should have known? Shut up. Holy Toluti. Marriage is no flex. Self-sufficiency and unstressed adrenal glands are the real flex. Okay, adrenal glands, okay. She was not following the teachings of Shira, like E-Man? Shira says, don't meet men online. Don't do online dating. Let them approach you. Never move in with a man. Never be a girlfriend. Why never be a girlfriend? Let them win you over and impress you. Don't be desperate. Don't chase. Don't involve kids at the beginning. Don't even mention it. Only tell him after he's fully invested in you. Yeah, I guess. This is insanity. What is going on? You were putting your children at risk. Well, why didn't you get your nose and teeth fixed? Okay, that's silly. Another young woman who has kids from multiple men and continues to put her kids at risk over and over and over. Where are the kids' dads? As a mother, it's your first responsibility to protect your children, not move in and bring them around men you barely know. It's so sad what ended up happening. I agree with that, Nick D. Good comment. The red flags were there. The desperation and delusion that you exude in this video are obvious, and predators are always in tune. The less than a year part was the flex you thought it was. It wasn't even a year, guys. She met this guy once. And then, did FaceTimes until they got married. What? I get it, though. Who wants to be a single mother? The titles on the fireplace behind this chick are a dead giveaway that she's living the lifestyle she's trying to sell. She needed professional help before she met this man. She was let down well before her first child. Many women operate like this, only learn the hard way. This has to be the absolute dumbest video of the 2000s. To have said this stuff out loud with a grin is just nuts. To have all this glee while being the utmost irresponsible is nuts. Yeah, these comments are all it. They're all in it. Let's go sold by oldest. Oh, you can't. So we'll go newest first, and then we'll go all the way bottom. A lot of people commenting in the last day or so. Holy Lipton. Manifesting what you want is false, and it's an occult doctrine, ladies. This channel is proof you are not God. I agree with that. Decided to get pregnant at 17. Whoa, I need to see the old comments before this thing hit. Look at the comments. This is all recent. Love how this dumb ran-through chick makes nothing but bad decisions and tries to be back a rich man just to get her kids molested. Ugh. Wow. Something ain't something in here. Something's off, and if this guy's not in prison right now, something's way off. Something's crazy. Something is icky. Someone wrote, is that the husband in the back? That's what I said. Is that him there? You sure? Guy's built like freaking California raisin. Anyway, it's just thousands of comments. I can't even get to the oldest ones because it's so crazy. All right, so wowzers. That is the story that's about to unfold, I think. We're going to find some stuff out about this and continue following this story, but let this be a lesson, man. Trying to get famous on the internet as a bad person ain't going to be helpful to you. Okay, this guy should be in prison, and if he's not, why not? That's a couple of questions. If he is, good for you. But also, don't get married after a week of knowing somebody that's 200 years older than you. Don't do that either, I guess. There's some lessons we can take away from this. Also, one of the lessons is if something really did happen to these children, that's the saddest thing ever, and maybe don't put it on the internet and try to raise money on it. What is wrong with you? You were making $90K before you met this guy, and now you just can't get a job now? That doesn't sound right. Sounds like you have a set of skills that get you $90,000 a year, and you could probably go back and get that. So what is happening? This is not over. Clearly we're missing something big. So, jeez. Take a big breath after that one, everybody. So those in the know of this lady, please let me know. What am I missing? Because does anybody, does this happen? Not the children part, but meeting somebody after a day and get what in the frick? Damn. Get to know someone for at least 4 years. Okay? 4 years and then do whatever you want. Jeez Louise. I can't believe this stuff exists. Day after day. Anyway, sorry for these tough conversations, guys, but you just I am perplexed. Are you perplexed? Tell me about your plexedness in the bottom, please. Let me know what you think. Thanks for being here, guys, for these tough conversations, these weird conversations, these what in the hell conversations. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you when I see you.